So unless you were born after 2015, you probably heard of the gaming convention E3. E3, or the Electronic Entertainment Expo, was a gaming event that started in 1995 and was held in Los Angeles. Over the years, it kept gaining more and more traction, and it became one of the top spots for gamers and journalists to get the inside scoop on the next big console or game. E3 was started in 1995 and was created by the Entertainment Software Association as a dedicated trade show for the video game industry. Before E3, game companies would showcase their products at broader consumer electronics shows like CES. The first E3 was held at the Los Angeles Convention Center with about 40,000 attendees and featured major companies like Sony, Nintendo, and Sega. So I don't know about anybody else, but my first exposure to E3 was from a channel called G4 that was running in the early 2000s. On this channel, there was a show called X-Play, and they would go over all the different games that would come out and even show off cheat codes. I loved this show and was always so excited to see what new games they would cover. They would go out and talk and show off the whole convention center. They even got a chance to talk to developers and directors from different gaming companies. So if you wanted to take a blast at the past, there are tons of videos posted on YouTube with all the episodes from X-Play. It's super nostalgic for me, and it's really interesting to see how far the gaming industry has come. E3 was first and foremost a gaming showcase. It wasn't always a place for the public to go and try out demos for their games. Typically, it would have to be a part of the gaming press to be able to gain access to E3. Its core goal was to be a place for companies to market their games. With the evolution of the internet came the evolution of E3. It became more accessible for people to watch. Hilarious moments ended up becoming viral on the internet, and this boosted the popularity of E3 even more. There were moments like Reggie from Nintendo of America saying that his body was ready. Heck, E3 was the reason that a lot of us knew who Reggie even was.
My body is ready.
E3 was no longer just a place for companies to market their games. It was ingrained in gaming culture. For most of its existence, E3 was an industry-only event, exclusive to press and industry professionals. That changed in 2017 when, for the first time, E3 opened its doors to the general public, selling 15,000 tickets to fans eager to experience the magic firsthand. This was a major shift that recognized how gaming culture had expanded beyond industry insiders. The fans who had been watching from home for years could finally walk the show floor themselves. As broadband internet became more widespread, E3 began streaming its press conferences online. This was somewhat of a double-edged sword for the convention. On one hand, it expanded E3's reach to millions worldwide who could watch presentations live. On the other hand, it planted the seeds for E3's eventual decline by showing publishers that they could reach fans directly without the massive expense of an E3 presence. Nintendo was the first major company to recognize this shift. In 2013, they stepped back from traditional press conferences and launched Nintendo Direct. This format was pre-recorded and was a highly produced video presentation released online. This model proved so successful that other companies began wondering if the traditional E3 booth and press conference were worth the investment. By the late 2010s, cracks were beginning to show in E3's armor. Major publishers like EA and Activision began pulling out of the show floor to host their own events. Sony, one of E3's cornerstone participants, shocked the industry by skipping E3 entirely in 2019, deciding that their marketing dollars were better spent elsewhere. Then came 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced E3 to cancel its physical events. While many hoped this would be temporary, the pandemic accelerated the existing trends away from centralized events. E3 attempted a digital-only event in 2021, but without the energy of a live show, it failed to recapture the magic that made E3 special. The final blows came with cancellations in 2022 and 2023, leading to the ESA's announcement that E3 was officially ending, closing the book on nearly 3 decades of gaming history. With E3 gone, new conventions and events took its place. Events like Summer Game Fest and the Video Game Awards became more popular. Of course, these events aren't quite like E3. The Video Game Awards, while wildly popular, is an award show first, while it still allows companies to market their games at the same time. Of course, gamers can also just go watch streams like the Nintendo Direct and Sony State of Play if they want to learn more about those companies' specific games. The gaming industry took a different turn. While some people are still sad about the loss of E3, others flat out hated E3 in the first place. I don't remember there being as much discourse on the internet about E3, but while researching it for this video, I found a lot of negative comments about the event. Maybe I was just too young and never noticed all the hate. Maybe I was blinded by my nostalgia. But I always look back at E3 with a positive lens. Honestly, it puts less pressure on indie developers to fork out a lot of money on a booth. It's easier for them to market their games in different ways, whether it's traditional ads, having streamers or content creators play their games, or they do a devlog video showing off how they made their game. There really isn't a need for a gaming showcase anymore. Beyond the industry impact, E3 had profound effects on gaming culture. For 1 week each June, even mainstream media paid attention to video games. E3 represented gaming's journey from niche hobby to mainstream entertainment powerhouse. Its rise paralleled gaming's growth into the world's most profitable entertainment industry, and perhaps its fall simply reflects gaming's evolution beyond needing a single centralized event to validate its cultural importance. E3 may be gone, but the excitement, the anticipation, and the community that made it special live on in new forms. For those of us who grew up watching E3, whether through G4 or live streams, we'll always have the memories of those hype moments when a new game in our favorite series was announced. For me, it was so fun to hop on a Skype call with friends and react to announcements together. I'm really showing my age with this one. So yeah, that's all I have for E3. Please let me know your favorite memories down below in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you have a great day today. Later.